Welcome back to Low Gear. The motor industry crisis turmoil is ever increasing due to the fact of these net zero policies and absolute insanities in various governments in the West regarding motor vehicle companies. Their sales of electric cars must be around about 22%. Every single petrol diesel car extra sold will be heavily fined by the government. £15,000 on a car. It's absolute lunacy. The Vauxhall Luton plant, which they make vans more than 100 years, that will close with 1,110 jobs lost, or some of them relocated. We're even having Ford UK saying they'll be cutting jobs in their various plants in Europe and the United Kingdom. And now Nissan Sunderland, where many vehicles in the past of great success of this Nissan was produced, they're running risk of closure because it's operating costs in UK to produce motor vehicles is just getting really hideous, ridiculous and absolutely insane. And this is more the general trend throughout Europe as well, with these insane net zero policies on new vehicles. And obviously there's a bit of blame from the manufacturers of overproducing in great volumes of cars which people do not buy. And obviously the wrong investments in EVs is costing this in revenues as well as government policies of the land. And if they do not pull back on this, we're talking about many thousands of jobs throughout Europe will be lost, because factories will be forced to close because it's unsustainable, the costs. And the costs of electric cars pushed onto the punters. The car makers asking to make it mandatory purchase of electric cars. They're too expensive. And plus the discussion of government subsidies to purchase these cars, it's just, it can be too much, because most of these companies, they have benefit from government subsidies in whatever country you're in. Giorgia Meloni here in Italy said it straight to Stellantis: we're not going to give you no more money. Simple as that. You squander the money so far we've given you. And the present government, they got around about 6 billion euros. That's all disappeared. And what they got to show? A product which no one wants to buy because it's too expensive and it has its issues. And obviously you've got the Chinese aggressive exportation of low-cost EVs on the horizon. The European Union already are on the warpath with China, putting tariffs of 43%. That will lead to a so-called global trade war, basically. If Chinese, like the Japanese, made these things more better and more cheaper, as simple as that. People are not going to buy expensive European cars which are complicated and not reliable. This is the, demand and supply thing. market, which always applies. You can't oblige people, especially the car makers, to buy a product which no one wants to buy. It's a bit like if you're in the old Soviet Union, which you're obliged to buy that only type of thing because it's the only thing which is around. It's the same thing what they're doing on, us, really, basically. So if this insanity tends to continue, I think you'll be seeing a lot more car factories shutting down. And to end it all, Travis or Stellantis, he has resigned because probably he knows the Stellantis Titanic is sinking, and I don't think he's going to be any a part of it or its downfall in the end. Stellantis, globally speaking, is doing pretty bad. It's the same thing there as well. Government policies, in bad management. This is the theme which goes throughout the motor industry. And I mentioned the iconic three-wheeler car which is produced by the Piaggio. Was it the RP50? That went out of production. There won't be no replacement in the future. To tell you the honest, judging next year's volumes, they will be cutting around about 30% of production. In 2025. People say in 2026 things will pick up. Things won't pick up if people in the car industry and governments begin to realise EVs, it's a technology which came too fast, too quick, and it needs probably decades to be commonly standardised.